This is a story about never giving up, a story of giants. There's a long ridge in central Tripp County, South Dakota. It looks out of place. There was a time when it wasn't there. They say it was a summer of storms when Redcap's people were camped south of the Great Muddy, now known as the Missouri River. Cloud and Plum were married in the moon of ripening berries. 2 evenings later, a storm blew in. Big black clouds rolled across the sky, and the thunder shouted, their angry eyes flashing with the light of 100 suns. But the storm was not the worst thing that happened. Something dark and ugly came out of the night, ripping into the village. Cloud and Plum huddled in their lodge. From the darkness they heard cries of terror. Women and children screamed. Something ripped into their lodge, a mountainous black figure. It was Ea the giant, with the strength of 1,000 men, the blackest of hearts, and a bottomless hunger. A hand larger than a grown man snatched Plum away from Cloud and tossed her into a mouth like a large hole in the ground, and she was gone. Ea tore apart the village to satisfy his hunger. No one could stop him. He grabbed girls and young women and tossed them into his wide, slobbering mouth. Then he was gone into the blackness of the stormy night. By dawn, the storm weakened. Redcap gathered the council of old men to consider what to do. It was no use to do anything, some said. Ea is too big and powerful. Move the village and hope he doesn't return, some advised. Cloud didn't intend to make the move. He was angry and announced he would gather his weapons and strike out after Ea. 7 others joined him. 8 young men headed east, armed with lances, knives, and bows and arrows. Ea's trail was easy to follow. His footprints were so deep, rainwater collected in them. They found him asleep on a hillside. He was an ugly beast, naked and unwashed, twigs and branches caught in his long, tangled hair. Cloud and the others had never seen Ea. They knew him as an imaginary creature in the stories told by the old ones. Now there he was, bigger than any living thing. Inside his stomach were Plum and the other girls. Black Fox asked the question on all their minds. How will we defeat such a thing? We will think of something, Cloud said.